Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. It's the new Mavic Air Fly More combo. I'm gonna do a full-on flight test today. Keep in mind, this is gonna be a little bit long, probably gonna be around an hour video because I got 3 batteries with the Fly More combo, and I'm gonna test out as much functions as we possibly can. So hang in there and let's get started with the new Mavic Air Fly More combo. Okay, so if you guys did miss the initial unboxing setup and updating and all that stuff, check out the link in the description. I'll have that video and some other videos. I'm going to be doing range tests on this, more in-depth follow me tests using some of the functions and stuff, more so than this review. So check that out. It is about, I want to say about 5 miles per hour blowing from this direction right now. I don't have my wind gauge with me, but it feels like around there. But here it is. So we're going to take this out of the case and we're going to set it up in real time, just so you know approximately how long it takes to set this thing up. And keep in mind that you want to spend the first battery in your house kind of booting this thing up, doing all the updates, because it does take like an hour to do all these updates. DJI stuff is known for taking quite some time. Make sure you do that before you start to fly this thing. So there's the controller, there is the Mavic Air, and check out this case. This is the new case it comes with the Fly More combo. It's got this denim gray look, so I kind of went more in depth in the unboxing, but we've got 2 batteries here that come with the Fly More combo, and then we have 1 in here, so I got 3 batteries, and that's all we need. I have some extra cables in this pocket, and there's another big pocket in the back that you can actually expand if you want to. This is my LG G6 phone, so I'm going to be popping this into the bottom of the controller and recording this for you, as well as my hat cam and also the high definition footage on the drone itself, so you get the best of all worlds on this review. So this controller has these removable thumbsticks now, so we need to take these out and just carefully screw them on so they're a little snug. Really good idea for these guys to do this, and they do give you a whole separate set in the box with the Fly More combo. So this thing's ready to go. We just undo the antennas like this, pop them up in about this configuration. We're going to want to pop our phone in real quick. So the phone, I've changed this adapter on the side of the phone to the USB-C type, so I can put on my Android phone. When it comes from the factory, it is using the iPhone the lightning connector. So we want to just put our phone in just like this, and here's how we unfold the drone. So first thing we want to do is our front. I guess it doesn't really matter, you could do front or back. Let me try the back first. Yeah, you can't really, well, you kind of can. So front or back, with this one you're not limited to which ones you do first, kind of like the Mavic Pro was. And then we pop out our front, make sure we pop these arms down, because the antennas are in these arms as well. It's going to keep the camera up off the ground. So we just unfold all the arms like that. These props are not collapsing, so you just leave them on and they're open automatically. Then we want to take off, make sure we take off our gimbal guard and our protector, and so that thing is moving freely on boot up. Turn on our controller, so quick press and hold. Actually, I need to start my phone. So while that's starting up, we'll turn on the Mavic Air. And to do that, we do the same kind of press and hold on the bottom. Press and hold. The propellers initiate, you hear the sound, and we looking at the gimbal, it's kind of initiating for level and leveling itself out. Looks good. We're going to launch right from this, the middle of this H, so when we do a return to home, we're really going to test the vision sensors and see how accurate it is landing right here. Okay, so what we need to do is do a couple of compass calibrations. So you want to be kind of far away from any metal and stuff, just so you don't interfere with the compass. And you're going to want to do this in your fly area for sure. Okay, cool. So everything is now powered up, and let me go ahead and start recording the screen for you guys, so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing on my screen. And then we're going to go back into our DJI Go 4 application. Now I did all the updating at home, so I shouldn't have to do anything whatsoever as far as updating anymore. So I'm going to go fly. Make sure you do all those updates at home before you come out to the flying field or wherever you're flying, because it'll save you a lot of time and battery. There we go. So we have overall status screen on there. I'll have that up, and it's showing overall status Magnetic field interference detected. Okay, so what you should do is go into the settings immediately and recalibrate your compass. So we're going to go down here to the aircraft and then go to advanced settings, and we're going to go to sensor state. Okay, so what we want to do is go to compass, and you can see how it's like way off. So we want to calibrate compass. So I'm clicking on calibrate compass, and then it's telling us what to do. So I'm going to set this down, you know, a little bit far away so it's not totally interfering, and I'm going to follow what it's saying. So it's saying to first rotate this way. So I'm looking at the screen, okay, good. And then it's saying turn it on its side and rotate. So I'm just turning it on the side and rotating this way. Looks like a counterclockwise, and that's really it. So hopefully my camera on my head and stuff isn't interfering with it. But that's all you got to do for compass calibration wherever you're flying. And there we go. So you can see on the screen how we've got 98% power left. This is all our readouts here. We can go into the map, and I do have data on this phone, so we should be able to bring in our Google Maps. Let's go hybrid, so we can have names plus the maps coming in. So I like to have like the street names and everything on the map when you zoom in a little bit. So since I have data on this phone, it's pulling in the street names and stuff. You can do this by just opening this app. If you don't have data, open it on your Wi-Fi at your house. Zoom around to the map, zoom in and out so it saves the map to the cache. And so when you're flying and if you don't have data, you'll still be able to have this Google map on the bottom. You see how I can zoom in and zoom out? And so if you do that in your area of Wi-Fi connection, you'll be able to have this map even if you don't have data. As usual, we have these settings here, and what I want to do is I want to make sure I have some of these settings, make sure I have it all set for, you know, what I want as far as like camera settings and stuff. We'll leave the obstacle avoidance on, and I'm just going to leave everything kind of stock. Enable obstacle avoidance inactive track. Okay, so when I'm tracking, want to make sure you turn that on if you're going to be tracking yourself or somebody and you want that to work with obstacle avoidance. Otherwise it might run into things. Let's go into advanced. Everything looks good, and so now I'm going to close this, and I want to go into my picture and camera settings. So we're on our shutter settings. I'm just going to leave that stock. Let's see, we want our photo. I want to go image ratio. I'm going to change it to 16:9, whatever you want. Let's go into video. So video size, we can do 4K 30 or 24 or 25 frames per second. Of course, I'm going to leave it at 4K 30. We'll get some nice 4K 30 footage up here. It also does 2.7K, 1080p. Let's see, 2.7K you can do. Wow, look at those options. 24 all the way up to 60 and 2.7. And then 1080p, we can go all the way up to slow-mo 120 frames per second. Awesome. So if you wanted to shoot some slow-mo, you got to go into 1080. We're just going to do 30 today. Maybe I'll switch and get some slow-mo real quick. I don't have my daughter Sanaya here today to help me because they're watching the Super Bowl at the house, but this is the last day I have to review this of the weekend, so I need to do this. So here we are. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, guys. It's recording for me, but I'll be here with you doing this. So I'm tapping the screen to get out of that, and let's just go for it. We can see that we have 15 satellites up there on the top, and we're really ready to go. So all we need to do is launch, and for this initial launch I'm going to go ahead and do the screen launching. So I'm pressing the left top arrow, and then we need to, let's do precision takeoff. I'm checking it. It'll go up to 16 meters and acquire images of the ground, so it'll have a really good precision landing. So if you want that landing to be really good automatically, go ahead and check that. Sliding to takeoff. And here we go, guys. First flight ever of the new Mavic Air. And it doesn't seem too loud. Seems pretty good. And it went up to its designated precision takeoff and landing height to be able to take the pictures it needs. So I'm gonna go maybe up a little higher just so it can take a little more pictures if it needs to. left roller is our gimbal, so I'm pulling the roller to the left, and you can see that we have a nice downward shot. Let me start recording here, so I'm pressing record, and this should be recording in 4K, and it should be auto-focusing as it needs to. So let's pick it up again, maybe right around here. The only thing about this is, check it out, there's no EV roller on the Mavic Air, so you need to go into your camera settings and video settings to adjust the EV value, which kind of a bummer. Wish they would have included that. Anyway, let me bring it down. This is full throttle down in GPS mode with obstacle avoidance and everything on. And let's walk around this thing and see how cool it looks. Wow, it's super stable. Even in this 5-mile-per-hour winds coming from this direction, look how stable this thing is. It's just locked in, sitting there. Much better than a lot of other drones. And here you can kind of see the angle of the propellers. You see how that one's going this way, this side's going this way a little bit. And if you look at them from this side, the front's actually tilting back a little and the rear motor's straight up. So that has to do with efficiency and stability purposes of the way DJI designed it. They're really good at really making their craft super efficient. So this is regular GPS mode, all sensors on. Let's do a full yaw to the left. And that's how this thing's looking. That's how fast it's going. It seems like it's staying pretty much right around the H, not wandering really at all. And let's do a full throttle up and just see how fast we can go on the screen. Full throttle up. We have our vertical speed, you see on the bottom middle, 4.5 miles per hour max. Let's get way up here and just move the camera down, get our downwards position, and see how that looks. Awesome. Now let's try pull the throttle all the way down and see what our speed is coming down. So full throttle down, and we are maxing out at about 3.4 miles per hour coming down. Really good at showing us our height because it's using the optical sensors, moving the gimbal back up. Again, I'll be recording this all on the screen, guys. And that's pretty cool. It lets you overshoot a little bit if I get really close here. And hopefully you can see it with my hat cam. You see how that gimbal went up just a little past horizontal. So I'm pushing the gimbal back up. You see that? So you can get a little bit over your horizon if you wanted to. So that's kind of cool. And you can adjust all that in the settings too. But this is how fast the gimbal is stock. That's maximum speed down. Maximum speed back up. Nice. So flying really good. So GPS mode, sensors on, full stick forward now. See how fast it starts going. I don't want to get and hit those power lines. So let's see how fast it goes this way. 17, 18, 19, 20. Don't want to hit the side of the hill there. So about 20 going with the wind, and into the wind 14 in this 5 mile per hour wind. So you see how the 5 mile per hour is making it not fly so fast. It's holding its horizontal position very well, putting a little bit of roll. Wow. So I will have the video up on the screen in the 4K, guys, so you can see that. And I'm gonna just tilt it up a little more even, because I was kind of hitting the ground, shooting the ground with the camera while I was flying. But now I have the gimbal all the way up, and it looks like it's doing really good. So nice and docile in its stock GPS settings. So if you want to get a little bit of quicker video, you can with this thing. Wow, there we go. So it detected me, and look at that. I'm still full pitch forward, and the Mavic Air has detected me, so it will not run into me. And you can see on the screen the detection. Aloha, guys. Happy Super Bowl Sunday. Wish I was watching it, but I'd rather be here flying my new Mavic. Who wouldn't? You can always record the game, right? Anyway, again, thanks for watching, guys. Okay, I'm gonna step out of the way. I thought it would actually try to avoid me, but maybe I don't have that option on. Let me try see. APAS on the left here. I'm gonna press it. When enabled, yes. Okay, so I had to enable that. So keep in mind, let's back up and try that again. Let's see what it does. It seems like it's flying slower with that on. Look how slow it's flying. Let's see what happens when it sees me. Wow, whoa, don't hit me. Okay, well, it stopped. Apparently, maybe the sun's gonna throw that off. Keep in mind, sun may throw off the APAS. Okay? Let's turn it around and let me go on the other side with the sun to its back. And let's try that again. I'm gonna back up here. Okay, APAS on. Wow, we're maximing out at like 5 miles per hour or 6 miles per hour. Full stick forward. Taking a little risk here, let's see what happens. Yikes, don't hit me. All right, it's flying around me. I didn't touch anything on the roll. So that was pretty cool. Let's try to fly into this chair with the sun at it. Oh, it really slows down when you're, okay, full stick forward. I'm not touching anything. It's moving to the left and going. Okay, awesome. Let's see just how fast it travels in APAS mode. Full stick forward. With the wind. 9.5 miles per hour is our maximum speed. So keep that in mind. It's gonna go slower in APAS with that automatic obstacle avoidance. Into the wind. Oh, now it's going 10. Interesting. So 11, 11.5. So that's what you can kind of expect there. Fly into myself again. Woo! It likes to go to the left, I noticed. I'm not sure why it's choosing left. Let's try one more time. Fly into myself. Now it's going up. So I guess it's randomly choosing what to do. And the cool thing about the Mavic Air is it's using an onboard computer to just completely scan the area. I'm still full stick forward, and it scans where it's flying and it goes into its memory. And it creates a map in 3D and it remembers the map. It's on the fly, plus it's got memory. So it's really remembering what it's flying around and where it is in geographic space with coordinates and all that stuff. You see how I'm still full stick forward and it decided to stop there? Okay, what's it gonna do? There's a chair there pushing forward and it's having a little bit of trouble determining what it should do with that chair. Let me go down a little lower. It picked itself up a little when I went down. Okay, let me fly right into the back of this chair. Boom, full throttle forward. Moving, it saw the chair, so it moved to the right on its own. So it looks like it's gonna determine what the fastest and shortest route is and clearest route around the object. So that's great. Back into myself, whoa. A little jittery there, trying to figure out what it's gonna do. Flew to the right around me that time, coming back in. So does it not know what to do? I had to push forward again. I had to let off and push forward for it to do something. So keep that in mind too. If you're flying FPV and something like that happens, you may need to let off the right stick and then push forward again for it to know what to do. That time, no problem, detected me early and went around. So pretty cool. It's working very well with the APAS. Now as far as like small branches and stuff go, it's probably gonna have a little bit of trouble. You might have seen Everyday Dad's video on this. He did a couple already of optical avoidance while riding his bike in the forest, and a lot of dead tree branches it was nicking and hitting them. So if you're gonna be flying around tree branches, be prepared for this thing to possibly hit some. really thin stuff. Go ahead and check out his video. Great series of videos he did, Everyday Dad. I'll have his link down in the description. He did a great job, real nice and positive guy too. And you really like his videos. That time it chose to go up. Okay, so I think that's enough testing for the APAS, obstacle avoidance. Let's try some other functions here. Now look at the left here, the APAS is in blue. So that's on, that's pretty cool. Now let's go ahead and with this one, we'll just do normal flying. Let's take the sensors off. So I just tapped on the visioning sensors. And let's go ahead and take obstacle detection off. Okay. Oh, you know what we forgot to do is reverse obstacle detection. Let me turn those back on. Sorry about that. I want to try APAS in reverse. So let's reverse into myself here. So that works too. Look at that. So it's going to my left and it's reversing. Now that's pretty neat. Okay. And let's reverse again this way. So full stick back in APAS. Pointing it right at me. It's choosing to go over my head now. Going really slow. So that does work fairly well. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this, but I really like to test new features like this. Full pitch forward and it chose to go to the left around me. Still full stick forward. Okay. So this kind of mode, like if you're a super beginner, put it on. Especially if you're tracking yourself, put it on too, I would recommend. But as you can see, it doesn't go very fast, very slow. Okay. So it's in APAS mode. Let's turn to sport, see what happens. Okay, so it's telling us all the sensors are off as far as obstacle avoidance. Let's see how fast it goes. Full throttle up. Okay, looking at my vertical speed, 8.7 miles per hour. So just about twice as fast, I think that was. Almost about 9 miles per hour. Full stick down. I'm looking at the screen. There's our battery warning at 30%. We're coming at 6.5 miles per hour down. Okay. Let's see if we can cancel this low voltage. Throttle off and it just sits there. DJI is so good at just sticking right there. Let me press power once. Nope. Let me press return to home once. No, so it's not going to let us turn off that low voltage. So excuse the beep, guys. Not going to be able to get rid of it, I guess. Internal storage full. Okay, so it stopped the video. I guess it was recording an internal. Do you want to switch to SD card? Is there a yes? I'm just going to press record again. Switch. So apparently by default it records to the internal. So make sure you switch if you want to, not stop recording. So sport mode, look at that. I'm going to pick it up a bit. See how fast we can go. That thing is screaming. Horizontal speed 40. 41. About 41 miles per hour. That was great. Okay, so it's going to need to return home. I'm just going to let it return home on this one. Let it do its thing. Okay, so since it's in sport mode, it's not going to use any of that like obstacle avoidance stuff. So keep that in mind if you're flying out at sport mode and it has all the sensors off. Let's see if we turn sport mode off. Maybe make sure you turn sport mode off there. But then look what happens. It stops. So we'll go ahead and we'll hold return to home again. Okay, APAS is temporarily disabled. Apparently is what it's doing in my configuration here. And keep in mind, guys, look at the top right. The controller is in 2.4 gigahertz mode. So it's coming back. Let's rotate this gimbal up a little bit. The horizon looks, well, we're on the side of a mountain, so the horizon is going to be a bit skewed there. So with this first battery, that's just a great kind of manual flight and checking out the APAS mode. Let's let this thing land. And it's gonna come down. It's trying to find, there you go. So it's finding its home point. And now it's gonna descend. And it looks like in return to home, it's going pretty quick. It's 5 miles per hour. So that's coming down. I don't really want to run this battery super low. This is its first charge. So if you do get, you know, drones and they have lithium batteries, try not to run them down too low, below 20%. Maybe just really once in a while. I just run them this low for the review. So you saw how it came down pretty quick, and then when it reached about 6-7 feet, it started going super slow. Unbelievable. So that's DJI drones for you guys, and it looks like it did stop recording. I'm not sure when it stopped, but I'll have that up on the screen until it stopped. But check that out. Check that return to home accuracy. That was complete automated flight. It was trying to find the middle of that H, and it did a very well job. It's only a couple inches off. Literally like about 1, 2, 3 inches off of that center position what we launched from. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop the recording here and I'm going to pop in a fresh battery. We've got 2 more fresh batteries. We're going to try a quick little urban range test. We're going to go over here to the golf course and all this interference, see how far we can get, and then we'll also try some of those advanced features as well. Okay guys, so just booted it up with a fresh battery, and I will say that as far as the motors, they were nice and just barely warm. Nice and cool. If you're flying, you know, the wind and everything is going to keep everything pretty cool. This thing does have an internal fan. It was a little warm just by touching it over here, but not hot at all. So here we go. So we got a maximum altitude by default. It's 120, and I'm just going to leave it at that because, you know, by right, you don't want to be flying over 400 feet so you don't hit any planes and stuff. Maximum flight distance is disabled though. So vision sensor, it's always good to just kind of check this screen just to make sure everything is as it should be. The storage is full from the internal, so I'll have to pull that out, plug it in with a USB cable and pull that out, that initial first part. And then there's the SD card capacity, which I don't want to format any of those because I don't want to lose my footage. But there we go. Let's start video recording again. Okay, so again, we're recording in 4K. Let's see if we can launch this thing manually. So both sticks in. Check that out. So it spins them up nice and slow. And then we can just take off with the left throttle. Wow, nice. It takes off nice and smooth too. Not sure about the positioning though. You know, that precision landing. So let's see if it keeps the precision landing if we just kind of go up to that same height or above. It did when it did the precision landing auto takeoff. And let's see how close it'll land to its position when we come back down. Okay, so that should be good enough time for it to get its position. So I'm in sport mode now, and did you see that? It was coming down really fast. When it hit about 10 feet, it slowed down because it can see the ground, and it's just for precaution. So that's great. So sport mode, yaw, a little bit faster. You see that? Back into GPS mode. That's the GPS. While I'm holding the yaw, let's try to switch into sport. Ready, set, go. Yeah, so it got a bit faster, so that's great. Okay, full throttle forward. Gimbal is all the way up. Actually, not full throttle, but full stick. I'm going to be at eye level, and I'm going to fly as fast as I can that way and around. I'm not going to touch the altitude, maybe just the yaw a little bit. And let's see when we come back to this point how it kept its altitude. Set, go. It's slightly going down, but I'm not touching the altitude. I'm just full throttle, full stick forward rather. Wow, this thing is flying quick. Look at this. So you could have some fun with this if you just want to fly around nice and quick. Whew. Don't want to take our heads off. That was pretty close. Wow. Okay, so I'm not touching the altitude. I'm going to come back. letting off. So you saw where I let off, and that's how far it took to come back. So it actually went up a few feet. I did not touch the altitude one bit. So that's the discrepancy in how it can track its altitude. I'm gonna bring it down back to where it was. So that's where I started from, and that's where it ended up, with just putting yaw, pitch, and roll in with that whole flight right there. So sport mode is burning up some energy. So let's do some of these advanced functions. Hello again. So I'm gonna get back a little bit, and what do you say we get out of sport mode and let's go into APAS, turn that on, yes. And let's try some of these advanced functions, guys. We should have everything on, good to go. We got 17 satellites, pressing on this controller on the left. We're in normal mode. Let's do some quick shots. Okay, recording a video, okay. So you can't enter it if it's recording, so we're gonna press OK and it's gonna stop recording. So that went away. Now we go into quick shot, because what quick shot does is it starts recording when it does the quick shot, okay? Aircraft will fly upwards and backwards. So you know what, since it has these sensors in the back, hopefully we don't have to worry about it hitting anything. But it's already tracking me, so that's cool. You see how it's on me right there? Let's try a droney, and let's see, let's just, okay, let's draw a box around ourselves first. There we go. Okay, you want to make sure you do that. Don't forget to do that. I'm gonna pick it up a little. We're gonna go out and away that way. You know what I mean? Okay, go. Okay, if you tap on the screen it will cancel, but it should do a droney now. So hello, bye, goodbye everybody. So it should go up and away, perfectly at a 45-degree angle. It's keeping me tracked kind of in the center. Oh, see how it went down again? I had to readjust. Oh, it's coming back, okay. So it went out and it's coming back. So that's a droney for you in the stock settings. So really cool for like maybe mountain cliffs and stuff. And then it's just back there stopping. So I like how they fixed the angle. Remember in the Spark, when it first came out, it would just go straight back. So they are doing some great updates. Let's go back into these advanced settings. Let's go into circle. And it's gonna do this circle. Don't show again. What we need to do is draw a box around ourselves. It's gonna center on us, and then we're gonna go. Countdown, if you touch anywhere on the screen, it'll stop. Let's just let it do its thing. So from this distance, of course you can be starting at any distance, and check this thing out. It is just perfectly keeping me in center and moving along. What if we press to the right? Can we go faster? Yes, can we? I'm full stick to the right now. Horizontal speed is going up. Oops. Okay, it either finished or lost track. Let's go back. Let me try that again. So I'm gonna draw a box around myself. Go. Okay, let me see what happens if I just don't touch it. It did seem like I was speeding it up, but that was either too fast for it or it just had finished its routine. You can press stop on the screen you want, or you can press, let's see if we just press pause. Boom, pause the controller. It stopped right there. You're panicking out, it's gonna hit something from the side. Okay, and that actually just stopped the whole thing. So don't do that unless you want it to just get out of the whole shot. Let's start it one more time for this one. I just want to see what it does on a full revolution. So it's kind of on my back side, and let's see what happens. Of course, if you want to, you can adjust parameters in this, how fast you want it to go, how far away, just position it how far you want it to start, and all that stuff. Let's see just where it stops, or if it'll just keep going. But look at that video. It is really keeping me in track. Really nice. Oh, okay, on the bottom of the recording you can see the percentage. Look at that. 90, 95, 100. Boom. Stopped. So I think the first time when I was making it go faster, it actually just finished its routine. So another box around me. Let's go back into our advanced functions here. Let's try Helix. It's gonna go down and out, or round and out. Hopefully it doesn't hit anything. Well, let's try it. Now remember, this doesn't have any side sensors, so really hope that it does not nail a tree or something. Hopefully it goes high enough out. So look what this is gonna do. It's gonna go kind of fast. This is a Helix, so it's going up and away. Really neat automatic like shots it's doing. This time it's keeping me really well centered too. Again, videos up on the screen, guys, of the phone and the Mavic Air recording in 4K. And this battery is doing great. It's still at 50%, 7%. So if you're just slowly flying like this, it's not going to eat that much battery power. And we can see on the bottom right of the recording on the right, you can see how many percent it's done with the Helix. And boom, it just finished. And guess what it does? It comes back. It stops recording and it comes back to its starting position. Excellent. Couldn't ask for more on that one. Really great. Another box around myself. Really good detection. Going back into the quick shots. Let's try a rocket. It's gonna go right over us and go boom and up. Let's try lay down. This will be kind of cool. Let's try this. Okay, go. I'm gonna lay down and I'm gonna watch it with you guys as it does this. It's tracking me. It's coming directly over first, and it's not gonna go up yet. There it goes. It's going up right as it went over. Goodbye. So really neat shot, like if you're on a vacation and on the beach with friends and family. Man, it's keeping me directly in the center too. That's great. So it went up to 100 and something feet. It just finished its routine. And now it's coming down. And it stopped recording when it got high up there. You know what I mean? So it's only recording one way. So it's coming down. Let's see if it actually goes exactly back into that position, which it looks like it is. It's coming down and going back to where it started. Oh, awesome. It's keeping me in view too. That's great. Let's get back up. How fun. Awesome. Okay, so let's draw a box around me again. Excellent visual tracking. They're even getting better. Good job, DJI. Let's try a boomerang. So a boomerang is like a Helix, but it finishes off coming back in. So don't show that again. You know what I mean? Because it's going to do exactly what I said it was going to do. It's going to start from here. It's going to like basically do a Helix type of deal. Okay. It's tracking. It's going to go up and out. And then it's going to come back down while it's still recording. See how it's slowed down there? And now it's executing the second part of the routine. And it's coming back in close and stopping. Now we can do these kind like really close too. Let's bring it in closer. I want to get one like super close to me and see what the boomerang does when it's that close. So picking up the thing here. Just want to get my body in view so it can track me, drawing a box. Too close. Let me just walk back a little. Come on, turn green, turn green. Or is it not high enough perhaps? There, okay. I had to get up a little bit and now we can actually walk more forward. So it looked like I had to go like past 4 feet. So let's get this close and try the boomerang from here. Go! 3, 2, 1. Recording and doing a boomerang. Woo. There she goes. So that's the boomerang feature. Again, I'll have this thing recording. And let's see how it deals with coming back up close. Just standing here, waiting for it. Looks like somebody's dog is hopefully not gonna bite the drone. Wow, cool. That was great. So that's the boomerang feature. She thinks it's a frisbee.
That's a good one. Oh, she's in love.
The dog thinks it's another toy. Yeah. Uh-oh. I don't think she can jump that high, hopefully. Okay, let's try. Let's try a.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just making a flight test video. So, you're on camera. There we go, okay. So Asteroid is our last one. Don't show again, go. Will it do it with our warning at 30%? Let's try. So here is the Asteroid, guys. And what I'll do is I'll have this one up on the screen. This one kind of has a cool feature where it goes out and then it actually makes like a little planet shot. You know what I mean? Look at that. So now it's taking a bunch of 3D pictures up there to give you a little planet shot, and it's stitching them all together. So you see what the drone's doing? Boom, picture, picture, picture. And it's making a total 360 image, stitching it after it finishes it. And we're getting that little planet asteroid effect, which is really cool. You've probably seen possibly a couple of other ones, but this is my first little asteroid. So it did all it needed to do. And so that was my first asteroid at Pukalani Park here on Maui. So hopefully that looked pretty cool. That would be cool how the effect is on that, and I'll have that up on the screen when it finished right now, so you guys can see what's going on. So sorry about the beeping. Let's see if we just press and hold power. No. What I should probably do is turn down my low battery real quick. Let's just do that right now. So if we go into settings, okay, let's go into settings. And I just wanted to show you this, our low battery. Let's go down to 15 and see if that takes that away. There. So you can adjust that if that's irritating to you and you're close by. Turn off that battery. The lowest you can go is 15, so it'll come back on 15. But guess what, guys? Those are all the quick shots. And it looks like maybe that's as far as we're gonna get with doing some of these advanced functions. There are more. If we go back into quick shot, you see how we have active track, smart capture, tripod, cinematic mode, tap fly, and point of interest. So on the next battery, we're gonna do all those, and we're gonna try to fit in a range test. So here we go, let's land it. It's already in return to home landing mode. I'm just gonna go back to make sure it will come back and land. So if you leave it, it knows how much battery it has left. And you see how it kept the same height? If you're within like about 50 feet of yourself, it won't go up. So really good to know. And let's see how close it lands to that H, being that I launched manually. It's turning to the same position it left from. It launched from. Again, I don't have the recording. I just have the phone up right now because I was in those other modes, those quick shot modes. So let's see what it does. Not bad again, look at that. So even manual launch, as long as you go up like 20 feet, you will get great landings like this. Awesome. Okay, well there is the second battery. Again, this is a really long video, but we are trying to cover everything. So let me pop in the last battery. Let's do some of those other functions. And let's also do an urban range test. Let's go for it. What I want to do is just do a quick range test. I can't imagine it going full range in this. This is residential. There's power poles, power lines, and a bunch of houses here. So I'm gonna go the quickest way in GPS mode. Let's do precision takeoff again, and let's slide to launch. Start our 4K recording, have that up on the screen as well as the phone again, and we'll let it do its precision takeoff. So it's taking pictures of the ground so it can come back as accurate as possible. Okay. No notification that it's done yet, so I'm just going to go up a little. And we're just going to get above these telephone poles. And I'm just going to fly up a little bit, and then I'm just going to go straight out. Let me turn this way a little bit. I like to fly over the least amount of houses here. So we'll go up, and I'm pushing full forward now. So we're just going up and out, full forward. We're only going at, like, remember our GPS maximum speed was around 11-12 miles per hour. So it's only going at about 11 miles per hour. I'm going to stop it there at about 300 feet high, just so there's not too much range hitting it from the Wi-Fi in these houses. Right about there. It's telling us high wind velocity. Okay, we had some warnings pop up there, and I'll have those up on the screen so you can see that. But look at this. So we are approaching, we're 800. Altitude is too large. Backward obstacle sensing not functioning. Okay, so keep that in mind if you're going this high. Oh, attitude is too large. Sorry, not altitude. So it's basically pitching too far forward, hitting that wind, so the front obstacles it'll throw those off. So just flying over the golf course here, and I kind of want to make sure I'm facing the drone. Let me see if there's any indicator of which way we're facing. So you see that? So I don't have any indication of where my controller's facing to the drone. So maybe something DJI can add. That would be kind of nice, like some of the other drones have, because I don't know which way I'm facing compared to the drone. But check this out, we're already at 2,000 feet and gaining. Wow. So this is just the golf course I'm flying over, and we're just at the fringe probably of Wi-Fi range for houses and stuff. So you're gonna get some pretty good range in residential areas with this. I just tested the Bebop 2 power, and I only got like 1,400 feet with that at the same spot. I don't think I was as high. Let me bring it down to where I was with that. I think I was 150 feet high with that one. Let me see if it makes a difference if I come down to around 150 while we're flying out. It probably will. Pick up the camera a little bit. A little bit of a gloomy day today. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and it's quite gloomy because we're having winds coming from the west. Usually gets quite gloomy. So this is about the height I was at with the Parrot Bebop, and I still have good control. I got gimbal rotation and everything is great. So I don't want to burn up too much of this battery. It looks like we're fine. I want to just quickly get it home. So what that means, what I want to do is I want to press return to home. This is the fastest way to bring a craft home. Check this out. So I'm going to let it turn its head and point home and start coming back. Okay. And now that it's coming back, I'm going to go out of return to home by pressing return to home again. That stopped it. I'm going to go into sport. Okay. And I'm just going to full pitch forward. Sorry, excuse me. Can't even talk right now. And yeah, we can still rotate our gimbal. That's gimbal all the way up. So this is if you need to come home really quick. You can see that we're moving at 44 miles per hour maximum coming with the wind, and that's how fast this thing can fly, guys, in its stock settings in sport mode. Right around 44 miles per hour. So coming back as quick as possible because we want to do some of these other functions before we lose too much battery. So great range in a residential area. Pretty awesome. We're going to do a definite range test up in the country, and we may do one more maximum in residential too. Okay, so I'm just going to bring this thing in manually. I'm just looking at the FPV screen now, bringing it down, trying to get kind of close. Got a line of sight lock, and here we are. Woo! Man, this thing is quick, so what a great drone so far. Okay, so guys, what we want to do is switch out of sport, and we want to do some of these other functions. So we're going to do active track. Okay. Going ahead and drawing a box around myself. And let's press go. So this is just going to track me and follow me. And it's pretty close. Cool. So you can track yourself pretty darn close. Doing really well. If we wanted to, we can, let's see if we can roll it. Rolling to the right. Yeah, so it's still going to track me and roll. Doing really good. You see that also it's climbing altitude to kind of match me, it looks like. Did it? Not too sure. Let's try and go up this hill and see if it can track. So I'm going to run up this hill real quick. See if it changes altitude while it's tracking me. Yep, it's coming up in altitude, so really good. I'm just going to go all the way to the top. Awesome. So you see that? So it's matching my altitude and it's trying to stay exactly where I was. Let me try to run fast. See if it, oh, let's see, it lost me. So, okay, keep in mind, DJI drones still need to fix tracking underneath them. Let's see if it relocks. Nope. Not relocking until we start it again. So another box and go. Let's kind of get back to our spot and do some more stuff. Okay, so it is tracking. Just want to get back to the spot here. Man, the battery always eats too much. Let's not show active track. Let's try to do a profile follow. So let's move it to the right. Now I'm full stick right. You know what we should be able to do right here is we should be able to, there we go. So you see that little bar there? I can move that and it will keep rotating as it's tracking me. So this is kind of a point of interest track. So I'm just walking straight in this direction while it's following me around. So rotate and follow basically works great. Let's go into profile. Okay, so profile is going to get around to the side. Aircraft, if it is in active track, are you sure you want to switch modes? Okay, so it's still doing that until I switched. Let's try a profile. All this is doing is locking its heading and following me at that locked heading. Pretty awesome. So tracking runners or sports and you don't want it to pivot or move around, it will lock its heading if you do that. And that's working great. It's tracking really good too. It looks like they worked on the active track to make things better. Okay, so those are the active track modes. Oh, there's one more, spotlight. Camera will always head to the subject and flight direction can be controlled independently. Okay, let's try this. Go. So the camera, its head should be at me, so if I move it will turn. And what this should do is not follow me. You see how it's not coming forward? So it's a stationary track. So if you want to do that, you can. If you did want to move the craft around, you can. So kind of a good, like just regular active track, but without it moving on its own, just tracking you straight. Let's stop that. Okay, looks like it's still recording too. So let's go out of active track, smart capture. Smart capture in the windless open area, sufficient light. Okay, has connected with a mobile device or remote. Mount propeller guards, check tutorials, keep distance. Okay, so a little bit of warnings there. The smart capture, I believe, is going to be using your hands, and you know what? I think I'm going to save that for another review. Let's see what the question says. Okay, let's bring it up. Maybe we'll try it. Let's just bring it in a little closer. Whoa, not too close. That's pretty close. We can push, pull, move with one hand, push, pull with two hands, farther or closer, follow with one hand, switch subject, selfie, record, land. Wow, a bunch of stuff. Let's try it and see if it detects the hand. Yeah, so just like the Spark, you remember? Very good, it's working awesome. So is it still recording? Yes, it is. Great. So it's still tracking my hand. Let's try one of these. Peace sign. Is it gonna take a picture? I don't know, it's still recording. Let me stop the recording. Let's stop this and go back. Stop. Detecting object. Smart capture. Question mark. Okay. Oh. Rise your arm. Okay. So it was yellow, and then the green lets you know it's locked onto your hand. I really wanted to try a picture. Peace. Smart capture in progress. Okay. So, oh, don't land. Okay. Great. We're not recording, but we're flying around. It looks like we can start recording again. So that's cool. They updated that. So you can actually record while you're doing these functions. The question mark's not there anymore, maybe because I told it to stop. Let's try this. Two hands. Go that way. Oh, nice. So it's flying away from me. Very good. Two hands again. Come close. Come closer. Hands together. Two hands out. Bring them back in together. Oh. Come closer. So when it gets too far out, I don't know, how do you determine if it's gonna come close again? Still tracking my face. Let's try one of these. Okay, yellow lights on the front. And still yellow. Okay. Looks like that's actually stopped recording. Wow, it's tracking my face pretty good. Doing this gesture again. Let's try this gesture. Peace sign. Again, I don't know what it's going to be doing. There, okay, that's starting and stopping recording. So the green means it's recording. Doing this again. And the yellow means it's not recording. Can we do a peace sign for a picture? There. All right, awesome. Peace sign. Nope, peace sign. Red lights flashing, pictures are being taken. Awesome. So it seems like it's working really good, and it's tracking my face really good. See that? And it's adjusting its height for my face. Let's bring it back into palm mode. Come on back to palm mode. I guess that's a good way to bring it back. Put your palm out and then keep pulling it forward towards you. So that's one way you can do it. So they did make the tracking a lot better on this. So we can land it too if we wanted to, but I don't want to do that just yet. We're burning battery power. Let's go ahead and stop. We'll stop this whole mode and we'll go back into the controller. So those are all the smart capture modes. I kind of wanted to go back into the question mark there on the smart capture, but it keeps going back into smart capture without me able to. Let me go away from it. And I want to do the question mark. Okay, good. It's not retracting my face. So you can actually launch, you see that? With your hand too. Land, I did the push pull, I did that. We did the selfie, we did the record. Let's just try the land, what do you say? Okay, follow me, buddy. Follow my hand. Come this way. Let's try to land it with the force on this launch pad. Okay, ready? Land. Look at me. There's some wind. Go land. There we go. So you see that? So you can actually land it. That's awesome. Okay, cancel. It's trying to return to home already. So I think that's really good. We did a bunch of the gesture controls there, and that really got us in tune with what all that's about. Tripod mode is just a super slow function. So let's take off again. Man, we only have 14% power. Doesn't time fly when you're testing all this stuff? We'll do one last precision takeoff. That was actually good that it wanted to return to home. When we were in hand gesture mode, it seemed like quicker than it would have with the controller, because it wants to be safe. Okay? So I don't know if it's gonna let me do this, but let's try tripod. And watch how slow it is. Oh, it wants to return to home already. Let's cancel it. Okay, yeah, battery's too low. So what we didn't do in this review, guys, was tripod, cinematic, tab fly, and point of interest. So there's a bunch more, man. I'll have to do another flight. And let's get out here. Okay, let's just initiate a return to home. Oh man. It's just coming back. It's too low. It's trying to land where it is because it's too low. But look at this, a good tidbit here. You can push throttle up. You see how it's slowly landing? You can push the throttle up just to get back. And so you can land, guys. If you're in dire straits, I brought that battery too low. It's 7%. I shouldn't have done that, but I did it. Anyway, wow. So that was as much functions as I could go through in 3 batteries. That kind of gives you an idea, guys, of how awesome this little Mavic Air is. For those features that I went through, it performed really well. So let's sit down here and do like a pros and cons, like I normally do on these functions. So this is it. This is the one to get if you're right in between a Mavic Pro and a Spark. You want more flight time than a Spark. The Spark only flies for realistically 14 minutes. Well, I've had the flight time up on probably this battery since I dropped it so low. Anyway, there's our controller voltage. 3 batteries. Check this out. We're at just around 50%, a little over 50% on the controller. So you get a lot more controller battery life because there's no screen on this one than you would with the Mavic Pro. So if you're thinking about getting the Mavic Pro, you may think about getting this instead. It's funny how DJI hits these things to kind of fill the market up, but some of them run into some of their other aircraft as far as capabilities and stuff. The capability this has compared to the other DJI small mini drones is of course reverse sensors in the back. It has that new APAS mode. I'm not sure if that's going to work with the other one since they updated it. We'll have to check on that. But it does have that APAS mode, and it's touted to fly for about 21 minutes. Realistically, what that tells me is 17, 18. Anyway, I'll have the time up on the screen. But check out the compactness of this thing. So smaller than the Mavic, and actually smaller than the Spark, guys, if you collapse this thing down. Looks like maybe you want to collapse the front first and then the back. So, or it doesn't matter either way. Great feature is the onboard storage. So As you can see, stock. I did not switch from onboard to external initially, so it filled up the onboard, it stopped recording, and then I had to tell it to record on the SD card. So I'd recommend, if you do put an SD card in here, make very sure that you tell it to record to your SD card first so you don't have any problems when you're recording. And there's the USB-C type, so I'm gonna have to plug into my computer in here to pull that storage off the drone too, so you guys will be able to see that. As you can see, the sensors all work great. It is a little slow in APAS mode, so don't expect the thing to be following like fast athletes or cars in the APAS mode. It needs to go very slow, so maybe for walking or very slow bike riding or something like that, or very slow driving, or maybe if you're in a boat and the boat's just kind of fishing and drifting, that APAS will work. But yeah, it's just very slow, and you know, that's reasonable because it needs to calculate the entire field in front of you. It's drawing a computer image and making choices autonomously. But you saw how it was running into me, and it would either choose to go over, left, or right in real time, and you could see the speeds and all that too. Range was great, even in this urban residential area. I think we were up to like, was it 4,000 feet or so? And I just turned around just because I wanted to have some battery for the other features. I'll tell you what, I'll make one more video and it'll be those bottom features that I missed, because I really want to test those. But I think that gives you an idea of how good this thing is getting. They're updating it great. It's able to, didn't lose track with me except when I kind of ran under it. Remember when I went up the hill and it tried to pitch down? And that's kind of a problem these things have with their active track. When it's image tracking, it's not GPS tracking you. So it only knows where you are as far as what it can see, not GPS point coordinate. Maybe they can work on that image tracking for it to at least go down and really turn and keep you in track. Anyway guys, that's the DJI MAVIC Air, and I hope you really enjoyed that long review. Again, sorry about it being so long, but really in depth. And I buy all these for you guys to be able to review. So I'm not sponsored by DJI, so it would really help if you're interested in this and you think you want to get one. I'll have the link down in the description that will help out the channel. If you buy one through that link, it does really help me purchase these things. Maybe I'll soon get sponsored by DJI and they'll send me some of these, but I buy all these my own, just because I love doing this and love reviewing them. And if you guys saw the unboxing, there was 2 reasons I wanted you to comment on why I got the white version. And you probably know if you follow my channel, the first one is I like stormtroopers, and this white version kind of looks like a stormtrooper. Really cool. The second reason is it's because the white supposedly deflects sun. So as you know, if you have a white surface, it reflects most of the sun rays, so it shouldn't actually get as hot as black. And the red's cool too, but it's kind of shiny, and I kind of like the white color better because it's matte. I think the black is also a matte finish. Very small, phenomenal. I'm really happy that they made something this small that collapses. The Flymore combo is the one to get if you can afford a little more money than the regular version, because they give you extra batteries and all kinds of stuff. And the bag is phenomenal too. I mean, as far as including this in the review, look at this kind of denim material, really nice. I actually like this better than that kind of faux leather black they had. And I know I mention this a lot, but they really got the compartments down perfect with this, with some more rigidity, and everything fits perfectly. And there's a lot of room too when you put this stuff in here. Like with the MAVIC, it's almost the same size as the MAVIC Flymore combo bag, but with a MAVIC you're really jamming everything in here. With this, you have room to spare. Everything's not too tight, and it just fits in here perfect and does very, very well. So I'm going to be taking this when I go on vacation. I'm going to be choosing to take this guy with me because it does so much and it's so small. Anyway guys, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you really enjoyed that review. More to come with the MAVIC Air. Range tests, more functions. We'll do a little bit more tracking tests in some trees and stuff like this. Bring this to the mountain, do a full-on range test, and we're going to get some coastline here on Maui so you can see what all that looks like. Anyway, links in the description, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.